Hi. Today we come to the fifth chapter in Graham Simpson's book, A Student's Guide to New Testament Greek. I am glad that we were able to do all the four chapters, the translations, the vocabs, and we have somehow able to grasp what is happening in Greek and how do we translate them, and we were able to see that how Greek sentences are formed in the New Testament. It's my joy to invite you to the fifth chapter for our learning. In the fifth chapter, we're going to look at two things. In terms of the verbs, we are going to look at the aorist tense. So far, we have looked at the present tense, the future tense, and the imperfect tense. In today's session, we are going to look at the aorist tense and how a luo verb, taking the same luo verb into our context, we will see how it appears in its aorist form. Along with that, we will also look at the feminine noun. So let us look into chapter 5 of Graham Simpson's book. So we take the luo verb into our context to see how it appears in its aorist form. Here we have the aorist tense table. First person singular, elusa. First person plural, elusamen. Second person singular, elusas. Second person plural, elusate. Third person singular, elusen. Third person plural, elusan. I loosed, we loosed, you loosed, he, she, it loosed, and they loosed. Now we need to understand how we get this aorist tense. How this aorist tense is formed. The aorist stem has the augment, which is the epsilon, like the imperfect tense, and the sigma of the future tense, right? That gives us the aorist tense. We look at this word elusa. We see the augment in front, the epsilon, and also the sigma, which is added in its ending. The endings of the aorist tense are characterized by the letter alpha, except in the third person singular in number. Now I want you to follow that all the others, first person singular, first person plural, second person singular, second person plural, and third person plural have the ending alpha in them. Only in third person singular we see it is elusen and it is not ending with a alpha. So that's what we are discussing here. The endings of the aorist tense are characterized by the letter alpha, except for third person singular. Now, I just want to show you a combination of the different verb tables. Now, if you look at the combination of the different verb tables, then you would find how the verbs are appearing in different forms, like present tense, future tense, imperfect tense, and in aorist tense. So here is the verb table, and I'm not going to go through it. It is there in your PDF, so you can have a look at it when you have time. Note, the vocabulary list contains several other verbs like caruso. That's the last word in that table. Verbs which have a present stem in double sigma. In the future tense and aorist tense, the double sigma will be replaced with a psi. So I'll just, for our learning, I'll just go through with the word caruso in present tense. In future tense, it is caruso with a psi there, which is replacing the double sigma. Again, in imperfect tense, with the augment, we find it is a keruson, and in aorist tense, we find it is a keruksa. We now come to the archetype noun or the feminine noun. Now, unlike the masculine and the neuter, when we begin learning about the feminine noun, at least for Graham Simpson's concept, we begin with the first declension. Did you notice that? In masculine and neuter, we began with the second declension masculine and second declension neuter. But for our learning, when we begin with the feminine type, we begin with the first declension feminine noun, which is known as the archetype feminine noun. Here's the table. Let me go through the table for you. Nominative singular arche, nominative plural archai, vocative singular arche, vocative plural archai, accusative singular archane, accusative plural archas, genitive singular arches, genitive plural archon, dative singular arche with an iota subscript below the eta, dative plural archais. Now, I want you to notice that genitive plural remains constant in all the three genders. Did you notice that? It is the same on ending in masculine and in neuter and in feminine. Let me go through the feminine definite articles. We have gone through the masculine and the neuter, and we know how to use them. So when we work with the translation of the 5th chapter with the feminine definite articles, I am sure that we'll be able to use it as well. Nominative singular, he. Nominative plural, hi. Accusative singular, ten. Accusative plural, tas. Now, here I have laid down a combination of all the three definite articles, masculine, feminine, and neuter. So, please go through these tables, and as I said before, that notice that genitive plural is constant in all forms. Now, the definite article, as we have already discussed before, the definite article must agree with the noun in three ways or in three components. One is the gender, whether it is masculine, feminine, or neuter. Secondly, in its case, whether it is nominative, accusative, genitive, vocative, dative. And it should also agree or match in its number, whether it is singular or plural. With this, we come to the end of our 5th chapter. God bless.